In this video, I'm going to describe an activity that I do to keep healthy. And in it, I'm going to answer the questions: what I do, when and where I usually do it, how I do it, and why it can keep you healthy. This is a good topic for me to talk about because I'm quite a sporty person. I wouldn't say I'm a fitness fanatic or a fitness freak, but I do like keeping fit. The thing that I do to keep fit and healthy is swimming. This is quite an easy activity to do because you don't need loads of equipment. In total, all you need is a swimming costume or trunks, goggles, and a towel. You don't actually even need the goggles. But personally, I wear them because I find the chlorine in the water stings my eyes if I don't. I tend to go swimming at my local pool, on average 3 times a week. The good thing about swimming is that it is a solitary activity, so you don't need to make plans with my friends to do it. I can just go along, get changed, and then dive in. In addition to it being a comparatively cheap sport to do, it is actually a great sport in terms of fitness. It is also a cardiovascular exercise, which means that it is the kind of workout that gets your blood pumping, raises your heart rate, boosts your lung capacity, and burns calories. Swimming achieves all 4 of these, with the added benefit of weightlessness that reduces impact on your joints. As well as the health benefits for your body, I feel that it has other benefits for your mental health. For example, when you are swimming, you can just shut out the world and escape from the rat race. Nowadays, the pace of life is so fast that we don't often take time out. Swimming provides the opportunity to do that. Okay, so let's look at some of the language that's been used here to talk about this topic. I've introduced it with an introductory sentence. This is a good topic for me to talk about. I'm a sporty person. This means a person who likes sport. But then I've added some extra words: fitness fanatic, fitness freak. These are much more complex, much stronger, and I've included them both to show the IELTS examiner that I have a large vocabulary. I do like keeping fit. Here I've added the auxiliary do to give it emphasis, to give it strength. Equipment. If you're talking about a sport, you need to know the equipment that you need. So if you're not going to talk about swimming, think about your particular sport and make a list of the equipment. Here is the equipment. Swimming costume is usually worn by women, trunks by men. Goggles are the glasses that you wear when you go swimming, and a towel to dry yourself. Chlorine, this is the chemical that they put in the water, and it keeps the water clean. But I find it stings my eyes. This means it makes my eyes hurt. I tend to go swimming. This is a very useful verb, a very useful way of expressing things. I tend to go to bed at 11 o'clock. I tend to get up at 7 o'clock. And it means I usually do this. My local pool is the pool closest to my house. And instead of saying 3 times a week, I've said on average 3 times a week. And this means that some weeks it might be 3, some weeks it might be 2, some weeks it might be 4, but I'm using it because it's complex language. Solitary activity. This is an activity that you do by yourself. Dive in. This is what you do when you jump into the pool. Remember, you need to use discourse markers throughout your answer. In addition to it, furthermore, moreover, so you're adding some extra information. Comparatively cheap. If you just use the word cheap on its own, it's not going to impress the IELTS examiner. So I say it's comparatively cheap, and that means it's cheap compared to other activities I could do. Cardiovascular exercise is exercise that gets your blood pumping, raises your heart rate, boosts your lung capacity. This means increases your lung capacity, and burns calories, so you lose weight. You get the feeling of weightlessness, so your body is very light, and this reduces the impact, reduces the pressure on your joints. These are the connections between your bones, so like your knee joint. I'm adding some more information now, so I'm saying as well as. And talking about mental health. We have physical health and mental health. Very important that you give examples in your answer. So for example, for instance, and try to remember to use present continuous if you can. Although it's a simple tense, lots of people don't use it. Some great idiomatic language here. Shut out the world. And that's exactly what it sounds like. You shut everything out. And you escape from the rat race. The rat race is this idea of when we live in a busy city, we're all like little rats running and competing against each other. But if you go swimming, you can shut that out. You can escape from the rat race for a brief moment in time. The pace of life. This is the speed of life. And take time out. This is have a break. Collocations are something that you need in IELTS to get a high grade, and we say to provide the opportunity or gives the opportunity.